Richard, just to give you a little bit of guidance here, you're with the Kirkwall Group. Is that how you pronounce that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kirkwall Group, and I want to know from you. I believe you do some bookkeeping and financial accounting services, things like that. Before you get started, how? Let me ask you this: how long have you been with the Kirkwall Group? Is this your company or is this somebody else's company, and you're working with it? Tell us a little bit about that.
Kirkwall Group is my company, and I've been working under that umbrella for 4 to 5 years. Was doing taxes on the side since the mid 90s and spent most of my career in um, on the business side in corporate accounting. So ended up working for various size companies, anything ranging from doing consulting within a multi-billion-dollar company to being director of finance for a $300 million grocery chain out here in Southern California.
Got you. So, Richard, tell us what got you started in the accounting and financial services, bookkeeping services that you do today.
When I got out of college, I was working in retail management and got fairly burned out with that because I was working 6 days a week, anywhere from 6 to 12 hours a day, and recently married, trying to move along with that. So ended up getting a lucky break and moving into the accounting department at a the company I was working for. And since then have worked my way up from accounts payable clerk to controller of a couple of different companies on up to the director of finance for the grocery chain. Then in 2018, I got laid off and decided I was going to do a bunch of contract and project work through an agency. Came to realize that working through an agency, I was making about half of what they were billing the client.
Mm,
So I was looking at that going, well, if my value to the clients is X amount, I should be getting closer to X amount. Um, so I went out on my own.
got you. So that's so you had an entrepreneur itch to start branching out on your own, grab your own clients. What was that like making that transition from being a person that worked for the team or a corporation to now you got to create your own clients, you got to go find your own clients? How was that transition? How long did it take, and what was some of the challenges that you faced?
It's taken a while. What was the hardest part was trying to get work that lasts throughout the year. Doing tax work was fairly easy because that everybody wants someone to do their taxes and they hate doing taxes themselves. And it's seasonal. So we're doing a lot of work in March and April, and then a lot of work in October because of the extensions. But getting income throughout the year was a lot more difficult. And that has been where I've had to put in a lot of work dealing with networking groups and advertising and reaching out to people, a lot of cold calls, reaching out to companies. My focus is with small and mid-sized businesses, especially those in the early stage or startup businesses. So I end up with a lot of clients who are in the service industries who have been working with companies and have decided to go out on their own.
Got you. So this sounds like it was fairly recent that you made this transition. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
Last
so
few
how
years.
long did you yeah, how long did you work for someone else before you decided recently to change and start your own business?
Well, working on the corporate side, I've got over 35 years experience working for companies. After I got laid off in 2018, was working on project work for agencies, and just recently went all in on doing my own stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. So right now it sounds like you're in the middle of drumming up business, getting clients, trying to find those that need the services. Let's talk about why people need your services. And it sounds like you're more on the bookkeeping side, is that right, than accounting, or how does that work for you?
Well, I have to be careful what I say because some states, like California, have regulations that limit the terms you use. And I'm not a CPA, I'm a certified management accountant since almost all of my career was spent on the corporate side. So I have to be careful saying that I'm an accountant unless I'm working within industry.
Right.
So, based on that, there are a couple issues in getting clients. One, the tax side is a lot easier. Secondly, on the accounting slash bookkeeping side, people are really very familiar with the term CPA, certified public accountant. And whether they really need a CPA or not, they focus on those three letters. I liken myself to when you go to the doctor's office because you're not feeling well, you may see a nurse practitioner or you may see a physician's assistant, and they take care of you and deal with most of the things that you deal with. You don't necessarily need a doctor. Same with the CPA. CPAs, one, are not necessarily well versed in the taxes because a lot of them don't do taxes. And a lot of CPAs have been through the public side so that they can do official audits and official reviews, but a lot of smaller businesses don't need that aspect of it to run their business and make the
Right.
decisions that they need to make.